Hello everyone. Are you tired of struggling with dimensions in SolidEdge projects? Today I'll show you how to use Smart Dimension tool to create precise drawings that will elevate your designs and impress your clients. So let's master this Smart Dimension tool together. And within the starting 10 minutes, we are also going to see how to edit the template and how to edit the backgrounds. Means how to edit the text over the template, how to add the scale, how to edit the names, how to remove any text or table and all. So template editing is also very important topic which we are going to cover in first 10 minutes. So to start with, I am having some drawings here you can see. So in these drawings, we are going to learn how to apply smart dimensions, how to apply coordinate dimensions. You can see this coordinate dimension way, how to change the leader type and styles, how to change the precision of dimensioning, how to change the text size, and how to put dimension with trailing and without trailing zeros. So to start with, I'm having one part here. You can see this part. We'll go for dimensioning with this part only. I'm going to move this part to drafting now. So to start with, I'm going to say file, new, and we need to say drawing of active model. So as soon as you click on drawing of active model, it will ask you for the template setup. If you are having any company template, you can directly browse it, or else now we are going to use the SolidEdge template only, that is isometric drafting template. So I'll say OK here. After saying OK, you can see it is asking you to place the front view. If I want to scale, I will scroll it here. We have seen how to scale the views in drafting. As we call it first time, you can directly scroll and change the scale here. You can see at the left side, the scale value. This value is going to be changed if I scroll here. But if I click once, it will be fixed and I need to change the scale by manually adding the numbers here. So if I want to change the scale now, I'll change it here by manually clicking or adding the values. I'll keep it 1:1 only now this time. Second thing we are going to do here is by going in file settings, we are going to set the angle method. So for angle method, I'm going to select options, and in options, we are going to go in drawing standards. So in drawing standards, we have projection of angle, whether you want to keep it in first angle or you want to use third angle. So in India, third angle method is usually used, but it is not compulsory. Some companies also prefer first angle method. So for this time, I'm going to take third angle method here, say apply and OK. And after applying the third angle method, then only I'm going to project the other views, or else they would have come in first angle and they would have not been updated after changing the angle method. So for that only I have placed the front view first and then going to change the angle method here. So the next step we are going to go is taking this principal views, select the principal view. First I'm going to take the top view and here is the side view. I'll also refer the isometric view. So we'll keep the isometric view here, drag it little bit here. Now, if I want to customize the size of these views, I can customize the size also. If I want to keep the standard scales, I'll continue with this scale only. But if I want to customize this scale, I'll click on this front view. As this is the parent view, whatever change I'm going to make it here, that will be implemented in side view and top view also. So here I'm going to keep the size as 2:1. We can see here, I've updated the sizes. It is optional to keep or change the size of this view, that is isometric. If I want to change, I can, or else I can customize the value also here. I'll take it as 1.5. So here is the scale. I'll place it somewhere here. You can see the changes in sizes. I'll click on this front view also again, and instead of 2:1, I'm going to go for the scale as 1.3 here. These are the customized scale that should not be applied on these three views. These are the standard views. But just for lecture purpose, I'm applying this scale here. Other than this, we should always use the standard scale such as 1:1, 1:2, 1:5 or else 2:1. I'll hide the hidden lines here. Say right click, go to properties and then hide the hidden lines. Just put off the hidden lines, say apply and OK. Same way for the other two views also. Go on properties, say hide the hidden lines, say apply and OK. For this one also, so the internal features are not visible now. You can see here. If we require, again we will put on the hidden lines after that. Next thing we are going to learn is to adjust the template size here. So for adjusting the template size, we need to click on the sheet at the lower left side. You can see here at the lower left side. You just need to right click it here and go on this sheet setup option. So in sheet setup, the size we are referring here is A2. If I want to change it to A3, I'm just clicking on A3. Here also I'll confirm that the size is A3. If I want to change the name of that particular sheet, I can change the name or rename it also. I'll say it okay now. So after taking A3 size, as A3 is smaller than A2, you can see these views are looking that they are outside the sheet, but they are at their original positions only. Only the sheet size is updated. That's why they are looking outside the sheet. So if I again want to update the sheet size, again say right click, go on sheet setup, and here you need to change and say A2 size. Here also will confirm that it is A2 size only, and it is showing the sizes also here for A2, that is 594 horizontally and vertical it is 420. So it is in a landscape mode, you can see here. Say OK again, and you can see that all the views again are now inside the sheet. So for now we are going to take A3 size only. I'll take the size here as A3, say OK. And we'll rearrange these views. We'll take all the views inside the sheet only. And we are also going to update the size. So again, I'm going to take it as 1:1 only. Just to show how to customize the scale, we have changed the value. We'll again move to 1:1. In this view also, I'll take 1:1 only. I'll keep it here. So next step, I want to remove this table here, and we need to edit this template also by the names. So I want to add some names here, the title, as well as I want to add the scale and all. So for template editing, you need to go on sheet again, say right click and go on this background option. After clicking on background, you can see at the lower left side, it is asking which size of sheet are you using for editing. So I'll say here I'm using as A3 size. So I'm going to click on this A3 sheet. Now only template will be seen for editing with having the watermark as background. We can update the title here. Wherever you see this envelope sign, you can directly double click and add the text there. So I'm just going to double click and you need to add the text here. So I'll add it here as 4 dimensions infotech. Say OK. You can see here. We'll add the date also first. This is the new year date now today. So in that case, happy new year to all. Say OK now. We'll add the name also here. I'm going to add my name as Sagar. Say OK. You can also add the name here, who has checked the drawing, who has given the engineering approval. You can add the scale also here. So now for adding the scale, I'm just going to give this space bar here, and I'll say scale is 1:1. So we have added the scale also. You just need to double click if you want to change the text color. Select the text and you will get the color option here. After selecting the text, I'm going to give it as cyan color. So now the color is also been updated here, you can see. You can also add drawing number here, revision, size, what is the weight of this particular part and all. So in this way you can edit this table also here. If I want to add some rows and columns also, I just need to go on sketching and we need to add the line here. You can see here. It's very simple to edit the tables also. You just need to say extend. So I'm going to go on this command here. Say extend to next. So if I want to hide the relations, I'm going to go on this option, that is relationship handles, and you can show and hide the relations here. You can see this option. So after adding this line, I'm going to hide the relations here. And we also said that we need to delete this table also here. So I'll select this table completely and say delete. After deleting the table, we just need to go on view, and here you have to put off this option, that is background option off. And you can see that all the views are updated with the new template here. You can see the title is also coming, my name is also coming here. So today's date is also coming here. We have added the scale and changed the text color. So in this way you can edit the templates. Again, if you want to see how to go for editing the template, you just need to click on sheet, say background, and I'm going to select the size of sheet I'm using. So in this sky blue color tabs, you can see I'll select this A3. And after selecting A3, you can directly go on sketching and edit the table by adding the lines or trimming or extending. You can also add the text here. So if I want to add any text, I'll just go on this option, that is text. I'll click here and whatever I need to type, I'm going to type it there. If I want to change the text size, I can change the text size also here itself. I'll say it as only 2. I'll just say OK and click it here. So wherever I want to move this text now, I'll just select it. First I'll change the color and then I can move it directly. Just need to click once and this cursor symbol will appear. You can see near cursor. This pen symbol is coming there. You just need to drag it wherever you want. So I'll keep it here. So in this way you can add the text also. After adding the text and editing the background, we just need to go again on this view tab and put off this background too. So this table is again now updated. So in this way you can edit the template and update the tables here. Now to start with dimensioning, first we need to add the center lines and center marks. So this is the protocol that all the center lines and center marks should be added here. And then after that only we should start the dimensioning. So to add the center marks, I'm going to go in this annotation tab and here you have the option that is center lines. We can add the center lines here by two methods, that is by selecting two lines reference or by selecting two point references. Second thing, you can add the center marks also here. So I'll select the center mark option first and you just need to select the circular cutouts so as to add the center marks. If you want to change the size of the center marks, we just need to click on the center mark option. You will get this edit definition option here. You just need to go on this option that is edit definition and here you can change the sizes of the center mark. So you can see the center mark size, it is coming here as 4. I am going to change it and say as 2 only. So now it has been updated. But as we update it individually one by one, it will take more time here. So to update it directly from the default settings, you can go on this option that is A styles. I'm going to select this option A styles. I'll say ISO, modify. So in modify, I'm going to select this tab lines and coordinates. And in lines and coordinates, we have center mark size. So I'll update this center mark size by 2 only. So then now the size is coming 2 into font size. That is whatever the standard font size is, it is going to multiply it by 2 times. So I'll say it OK, say apply and close. So you can see here all the center mark size are been updated now. After updating that, we are going to add the center marks here also. So we'll select it one more time, center mark, select the holes required. And now I want to add the center lines also. So it is compulsory for us to show a mark here, highlighting that these holes are vertically and horizontally aligned. So for that I'm going to go on this option that is center line option. And here you have the sub options, whether you want to make the center line by using 2 points or 2 lines. So I'm going to suggest 2 points here and we are going to take the center points here. You can see I'm just clicking on the center marks and these lines are appearing, highlighting that vertically and horizontally all 4 holes are perfectly aligned. We are also going to add the alignment line here also. In this view, front view, select that option again, lines, select this sub option by 2 points and after selecting 2 points then go for this alignment. So we have aligned them together now. Next, if I would have selected the 2 lines option, then what would have been the case? We'll see that also. So here I'm going to select the center line option again. And instead of 2 points, here I'm going to say by 2 lines. So if I select 2 lines, you just need to prefer 2 lines here, left side and right side. You can see one center line will appear. So in this way also you can add the center lines. This can be shown as an access line for the circular or round objects. See here again, I'll repeat it by 2 lines. This time we are taking by 2 lines. Earlier for holes we have taken by 2 points. For the axis we are going to refer by 2 lines. Select the 2 lines and you will get this axis here. So in this way you can use this 2 lines and 2 points option, as well as we have seen center mark option. After that you can see these hole patterns have been made here. For that we need to go for this bolt hole option. So it will highlight the PCD or pitch circle diameter hole circle. So I'm going to select this option, bolt hole circle. So this is the center mark for all the patterned holes here. I'm going to select that center mark and we need to drag and keep it on any hole center which are been patterned. So here we have the PCD also. In this way you can use this bolt circle. I'll undo it and repeat it again. You just need to go on this option bolt hole circle. Select the main center for all the pattern holes. Select the pattern holes center now. So now the center marks have been shown in bolt hole circle form. We can also use one more option here. That is this option, that is automatic center line. For that we'll select and delete all the center marks we have made earlier. And delete this one as well as this center mark also. Next we are going to select this option automatic center lines and just click on the view. So it will automatically add these lines as well as the center marks, and it will automatically adjust the center mark sizes also. So this option is very convenient to use without having much time consumption. So here we have seen center lines, how to add center marks, how to edit size of the center mark, how to use this bolt circle, and also how to use this automatic center lines option. So let's start with the dimensioning now. Select the smart dimension option. We'll start with the front view here. We'll take the dimension from the bottom side also. Next, between these two circles. Now the order for arranging the dimensions should be such that it should be arranged in descending order. Means the biggest value will come at the outside and then the smaller and next smaller dimension. We should add one center mark here also. Now we can refer this 34 dimension. Next, we'll add one more dimension here from this center to this center. So I'll make this alignment vertical. Next, we need to put this dimension that is showing the center to center distance of these two countersunk holes. Next, we'll go for the radius values. We'll refer these two radiuses here. After adding some dimensions, we are going to see how to edit the text size, how to flip the arrows, how to add the trailing zeros here, as well as how to change the precisions. We can also add the lines for connection of center point with the radius. We'll see all that modifications now. So to start with, we are going to select this option that is A styles. So I'll go in A styles and I'll refer this ISO for modifications. So here we are going to go for the text options. We'll change the font size first. I'll take it as 3 mm as a font size. And the text orientation, I'll take it here as parallel. Say OK and apply with close. So you can see now the text size has been increased little bit. As well as the radius values for the dimension are coming aligned with the dimension line. First they were horizontal in orientation, but we have changed them to parallel. That's why they are showing with the alignment of dimension line only. If you need to add the line for the center reference with the dimension line, you just go on A styles, say ISO and modify, and in line and coordinates we need to put on this option that is connect, say OK, apply and close. So you can see here with the radius value it will also show the center references here. Next, if I want to increase the precision value, just go here, say modify. In units you need to increase the precision, so I'll keep the round off value as 0.12 and say it OK. Say apply and close. But still we can see the precision is not showing in double digits after the point. It is because we have made the parts in round up values only. That's why these zeros are not being shown. Suppose if I go for the option that is point to point dimension, select this end point and this point here. So you will see this dimension is coming with precision having 2 digits. As we have customized it in the A styles, default styles, that's why the precision is coming here in 2 numbers. But still the question arises, why this round up value still is not showing double zero here? So for that we can do one thing, we can put on the trailing option. So even if the value is round up, the precision will be shown in 0 form by adding the point here. So for that, adding the trailing option, you just need to go on A styles, select modify, go on text option, go on unit option, and here in zeros we can see here we'll put on this option that is trailing. Say OK, say apply and close. So now even if the feature is having round up value, still the zeros are being shown because we have put on the trailing option. As the precision was in double zeros, that's why these are showing double zeros. Now one more thing, you can see here after adding precision values and showing the trailing, the separator is being shown as a point here. So instead of that, if we want comma to be shown as a separator, decimal separator or delimiter, we can go for A styles again, say modify, and in modify go to units, and here you have the option delimiter. I'll say comma, say OK, apply and close. So now instead of points, this decimal separator will be shown as a comma here. We can see here also. So these were the options to edit the text size, precision, to change the delimiter, as well as to put on or off the trailing option. So now again to remove the center reference for the dimension line, we go to A styles, say modify, go to line and coordinates and put off the connect option. We'll also change the text size. We'll go on the text tab. We'll say as 1.9, and for this radius orientation to be taken as horizontal, we're going to say orientation as horizontal here. Next we are going to go for units and put off the trailing option. Here I'll say the roundup unit as 0.1 only. Some more options like terminator and symbol. If you want to change the arrow type and size, you can change the arrow type and size here also. If I want to change the arrow type, I'll say dot here and say OK and apply. The changes you can see here. I've changed only one side arrow type. If I again want to modify, go to A style, say ISO modify, terminator and symbol. I will change the other terminator symbol also as dot only. After changing, say OK, apply and close. So now every dimension is being shown with the dots here. Go to A styles, modify, terminator and symbols, and here again we'll go for the arrow as filled for all the types. Say OK, apply and close. So whatever default settings you want to change in the dimensioning, you just need to go on this option that is A styles and you can update there. Now what if I want to change this value, only the text size of this particular value? So for that we need to select on the dimension, and here also we'll get the properties. So you want to change the text size or thing, you just need to go here and say 2 times. So here you can see the text size has been updated here. We have scaled the text size. So in this way you can individually also edit the text sizes here, but the size will be changed here only for that particular single dimension, not for all the dimensions. Again, if you go for new dimension, it will show the default sizes only. So it is better to change the sizes from the default settings only instead of selecting and changing it from here. Next, if I want to add the text here, suppose in the form of suffix or prefix, we can add the text here. We'll take the example for this radius. Now we are having radius on both the sides here. This also we are having radius on both the sides. So if I want to add the text for the prefix, showing that we are having two radiuses, so I just need to select the dimension. Here we'll get the option that is edit definition prefix. With the pencil sign you need to click on this option here. We'll add the prefix, I'll say 2 times caps lock on an X. It means that we are having two radiuses on two opposite sides. Now if I want to copy this prefix here also, as it is also having two numbers, we can do that by using this command, that is copy attributes. You just need to select the dimension having the text, and second time you need to select the dimension which is not having the text, and that particular text or attribute will be copied here also. Next we are going to add the chamfer dimension here. So for chamfer dimension, separate option is given in dimension tab. You can see this option. Select the vertical line first and then the inclined line. You will get the chamfer here. I'll place it somewhere here. Now I want to add the prefix also, showing it as a chamfer on both the sides. So I'll click on the dimension and go on this option that is adding prefix or suffix. Here I'll say 2 into CHA, standing for chamfer. Say apply and OK. So here 2x means we are having two chamfers with the size of 3 into 45. Distance and angle. We'll edit this one also. We have added customized value. We'll change it and say 1 only as the scale. Now it is matching with the other values. Next we are going to add the dimension for this view also here. So for that, smart dimension again. We'll add this dimension here. Then we need to add the center to center distance. Horizontally also. We need to add the position for this hole. Now if this dimension get misaligned here, suppose the dimension come in this way, you can orient the alignments again. For that, one separate option is given in this dimension tab. That option is line up text. So for lining up the text, you need to select the option, and you also need to show the orientation how to line up them, whether you want to line up them vertically or horizontally. So I'm going to say vertically only. Just select each dimension and they will automatically get lined up. So this option is very useful for making the dimensions align either in vertical or in horizontal positions. We'll also provide the dimension here. Now this dimension 12 mm is highlighting this thickness here. You can see here. You can also provide that dimension here also. Now the text are coming very small in size. We'll change it little bit in size. So I'll go for this option. Say modify. Go for text. Change the text or font size. I'll say 2.2. Say OK. Apply and close. Now the text size are a little bit increased. Now suppose if you want to flip the terminator, that is arrow sides, just click on the arrow. You will get this point. Click on that point and say flip terminator. So the arrows are now flipped. Again, if I click on that option, these arrows will be flipped again. If I want to change the terminator styles, we have already seen in A styles, say modify, and in terminator and symbols you can change the arrow styles here. But if you want to change the arrow style for particular single dimension, then select on that dimension, click on this point, and the first option will stand for different types of arrow styles. You can change it from here also. I'll say double arrow on both the sides. So in this way you can add the double arrows also. Now we have already seen smart dimension, point to point dimension and angle dimension in sketching. We will see one more dimensioning style, that is coordinate dimensioning. So coordinate dimensions are usually used when you are having patterns in the part which are in numbers, which cannot be shown by smart dimension properly or which cannot be arranged by smart dimensions properly. So to understand coordinate dimensioning, I'll take copy of this view. If I want to copy this view, just select the view, say Ctrl C and Ctrl V. So wherever you want, you can take the copy for that particular view. I'll keep it here only. We'll place this isometric view a little bit aside and we will delete the smart dimensions here. We'll keep it a little bit aside here. And now we are going to add ordinate dimensioning. So in ordinate dimensioning, just click on the option. Go for this option, coordinate dimensions. I'll take this as a 0 reference. Second, next we need to go for this center for the circle third. So you can see all the ordinate dimensions are coming having the common base as a 0 reference, and the vertical dimensions are added with the reference of this 0 as a base value. Now for horizontal values, again I'll go for these ordinate dimensions. Click this as 0 reference. Select this one, this line, same here, center reference also, and the last value. For alignments, we'll go for this option again. So I'll go for this option, center line. Here I'll select the option by 2 points. Take the center points here. Now this 43 stands for both the holes. This line is showing the alignment between the holes. So this is the way to add the ordinate dimension. Suppose if I want to change the ordinate, I don't want the 0 reference from this base. Instead, I want the 0 reference from the upper side. I can change the ordinate also here, base ordinate. You just need to go on the option again and say change ordinate origin. Click on this ordinate, click on this value, and you can see this is replaced by the other value. and here the zero reference is added at the upper face now. So this will show the ordinate dimension on both sides now. The distance from this side to bottom is taking 10, and the above dimensions are also changed, taking the distance from the reference of above face. So by this way we can change the ordinates also here. We'll see it one more time. Say change ordinate. Click on any value that should be replaced with the zero reference. And here you can see this 35 value, this center reference has been changed and it is taken as zero reference now. So here ordinate dimensions are coming on both the sides. So this is another way of showing the dimensions. Now suppose if I have forgotten to add the ordinate for any one feature, then we can add it later also. You just need to go on this option again on coordinate dimension and select the feature which was remaining. Here you can see this ordinate chain is continuing with the two features also by adding the dimensions. We'll see it one more time. I will delete the dimension for this feature. And if I want to add the ordinate dimension in this chain only, again go for ordinate dimensions. Select the dimension, any dimension you can select, and then select the remaining feature. This value is added again. So in ordinate dimension chain, we can later also add the feature dimension for the ordinates. So this type of dimensioning was for ordinates. Similar option is this angular ordinates. Select this angular ordinates. Go for this as a zero reference. Click here and you need to select the other features. This angle dimensions will come in ordinates now. You can see them. You just need to select the proper points. Now this feature is remaining still. Again we'll go for this angular ordinate. Select any one dimension and click on the center point of this remaining feature. So this angle is also been added now. So it is showing that this is the zero reference for this particular feature. The other hole is at 90 degrees. Next hole is at 180 and the last hole is at 270. So we can use angular ordinates also here. We'll move this feature a little bit aside. And now we'll go for the section view here. Select the cutting plane option for the section. Before that, I'll move this dimension a little bit downside as the section line is going to come there. To start with the section view, first select the cutting plane option. Select the reference view. Now we need to make the cutting line here, which will act as a cutting plane. After adding say close cutting plane, and we need to show the direction. So I'll take this direction from right to left. Click here. Next say section view and select this cutting plane line. So the section view has been obtained now. Next we need to go for the dimensioning here. First we'll add the center lines. Now while selecting the center line, I'll change the type. I'll say instead of 2 points, I'm going to go for 2 lines. Select these 2 lines here. You can get the axis line. Same way here also. And for this tap holes also. Go for smart dimension again. We'll add these values here. We'll continue with the axis to axis dimension, keeping them aligned vertically. Just make sure that text is coming at the center of the dimension line. And now for this groove, we are going to take detail view here. So I'll select the detail view and make one reference circle. We'll place it somewhere here. The reference text is added as B. So I'm going to properly place this B near the detail view. This text is added for understanding the reference of the detail view. Now suppose if you want to show the scale also here, just click on the detail view, say right click, properties, and we will say to show this complete border, clicking on this option in general tab, then going for caption and adding the view scale also. This option will show the scale value also there. You can see the scale value is also been added here. Select the smart dimension option now. We'll take these dimensions here, showing the detail view. I'll change the position of this detail view. I'll keep it here only. We'll keep this side view aside, and now we are going to see the back side of this part. For that, going to use the principal plane option again. Select the reference view and add this particular view. Here we'll show these dimensions, center to center distance between these two circular features, the radius value. We also need to add the center marks here. Select the option center lines, go for 2 points, and for showing the alignments, I'm adding these lines here by using references of points. Here also. So now the center marks are also added here. We'll add one more dimension in this view to show the start of this feature as well as this dimension, showing the difference between these steps. We'll arrange all the views properly again. We'll take this isometric view in solid form, select the view, and we'll have the option that is shading options. I'll say shading with colors. As this rectangle is appearing, we need to say update views. So now the views are properly arranged. You can see here. So after view arrangement, we are going to continue on the next sheet. I'll select the sheet number 2, and here we are going to call the other part. So to call the part, we are going to use view wizard, say browse, and here we have the second part. So we will use this part for the other options remaining. Say scale as 1 is to 1 and click here for setting the view in template. Next we are going to go and say in settings, options, drawing standard as third angle. Say OK and apply. Next we are going to project the views. So I'm going to take a principal view. We are going to add this side view here. Scale we have taken 1 is to 1. Suppose if I want to scale the object, I want the scale to be taken as 1 is to 2, which is acting as a parent view, and I'm going to say 1 is to 2. So you can see here, this view scale is also being changed now. A rectangle is appearing, I'll say update. Now suppose I want the scale to be taken as a customized scale, not the standard value. Then we are going to select again the front view, and in front view, we are going to change the scale value. I'm going to say it as 0.75. So here the scale is been customized. You can see here it is not the standard scale. Next we are going to put off the hidden lines. Say right click on the view, properties, and just put off the hidden lines. Say apply and OK. Next, for better reference, we are going to take the cutting section view so as to understand the internal cuts. We are going to go for cutting plane option here. Select the reference view. Then we'll make one line here which will act as the cutting plane. Next, say close cutting plane, and then say section, select the cutting line. And here we have the cutting section. We'll drag this part a little bit downside here. We'll take the isometric view also. For that, select the principal plane option. Click on the reference view, and here we'll get the isometric view. We'll make one more thing. I'll add the broken out section also here. Select the reference view. We need one close sketch, so we'll use 2-point rectangle here. Say close broken. I'll show the depth here. I'll take this center point as a reference, and then we need to select the view where we want to show the broken out section. Say right click and escape. Now as the views are not properly fitting here, we are going to update the scale to 1 is to 2. For this view also, I'll say 1 is to 2 only scale. Now we can arrange them properly here. So the next dimension type we are going to see here after the view arrangement is symmetric diameter. But we are not going to select the end-to-end diameter size. We are going to select the axis and one side only, and it will reflect the diameter instead of radius. Before that, we need to add the axis also here. So I'm going to select this option that is center line by using two lines. So after axis, we are going to select the symmetric diameter option here. You just need to select the axis and the reference line for the diameter. I'll select this, the second line, here the third line. Now one more thing, you can see here the diameter for these two cross sections is equal. So if I click on this line here, it will show me the note dimension cannot be placed. So I'll just say OK, and I'll skip that edge, as already we have shown the reference diameter for this cross section. So both of them are same. So I'll skip this one and directly go for the other remaining diameters. So here we have all the diameters. We need to properly arrange them now. I'll take it little bit inside only. So in this way you can use this option, that is symmetric diameter. It will not occupy much space. That is the plus point for using this kind of dimensioning. So after symmetric diameter, we are going to go for this option, that is retrieve dimensions. So I'll select this option, retrieve dimensions, and I'm going to select the view, and you can see here it will automatically display dimension for that particular view. Not all the dimensions will be displayed, but maximum dimensions will be displayed here. We'll undo it again and again repeat the command, that is say retrieve dimensions, and click on the view. So here we have the dimensions again. It is kind of automatic dimensioning only. So to understand callout, we are going to go on sheet 1 again. Here we have the option that we have provided the countersunks here. We have also provided some tap holes here. And we have also seen counter bore holes here. You can see here at this bottom plate we have counter bore holes. So we'll apply this callout for each hole now. Select this option, that is callout. You must first know for which feature or which type of hole you are going to apply the callout. It is because when you go for this feature callout option, you need to copy the formula for that particular hole. So if I am applying the dimension for counter bore, I am going to select this counter bore formula here, say copy, and in general I am going to say paste. After pasting this callout, say OK, and select the required hole on which you want to apply the callout. You can see here this counter bore is being shown now. Suppose I want to add the number also here, that there are total 4 number of holes. You just need to select the callout, say right click and properties, and in properties at the extreme end or at the start we can add 4, caps lock on X and space. So you can see here this preview window will show how this text is going to be visualized there. Say OK, and here we have 4 into diameter 4.3 counter bore hole with the other diameter as 8 and depth as 3 mm. So for the first diameter, depth is not shown. So one more thing to be noted here, that if you are having a throughout hole, for that particular diameter, depth will not be shown here if the hole condition is given throughout. After applying callout on counter bore, we are going to go for countersunk here. Select callout option and select the countersunk formula here. Say right click, copy, and in general tab we are going to paste it. So now the formula has been changed. Instead of counter bore, we have taken countersunk. Say OK and select the reference hole. Here the diameter 3.2 is having the end condition as throughout. That's why the depth is not being shown here. Now if I want to add any remaining text here, we just need to go and select, say right click, properties, and whatever remaining text I want, I can add it here. So at this start I am going to say again 4. So this 4x is representing the number of countersunk holes we required. It has been displayed in preview window. I'll say it OK and finish. So in this way you can add the standard hole dimensions using callout. Next hole, say callout option. Here we need to go and say feature callout, and as we are adding the dimension for threaded hole now, I'm going to select here simple and threaded formula, say copy. In general I'm going to paste this formula here, and then you need to select the hole. Again I need to add callout dimension for this type holes also. I'm going to select the callout option. We have already copied the formula for simple threaded hole. Just go and say OK, and we need to select the hole. So here the depth is also being shown. Size is M3 and the depth is 6.2 mm deep. I want to add the number of holes also here. Say right click, properties, And at the start, I'm going to add the number, say 4x. And here we have the number of holes also. So in this way, we can add the callouts. But one thing to remember that these callouts are only used for standard holes, which are being made by hole command. This callout option will not be usable for dowel holes here. We are going to select smart dimension option only for dowel holes, and then we are going to add the fitment and tolerance also there. So this was the lecture till now. In next lecture, we are going to continue with dimensioning only, but we are going to see how to add the tolerances in the dimensions, how to add the fits and tolerances, and what are the different types of tolerances there. So we'll stop here. Till then, thank you.